everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you've never been here before. Hey. So in today's video, we're going to be covering the Lauren Smithfield case, and boy, is the math not mathing with this one. At first, when this came out in December, I did my research, but there wasn't a lot of information on this case, and I really wanted to wait. So more information did come out on the case. It still isn't a lot of information, but there is more than we had back in December. So if you want to know more about Lauren Smithfield and what we have so far, then keep on watching. I'm going to start from the beginning with this one, from the very beginning, because even though a case may be popular and maybe trending on social media, there's a lot of people who don't have social media and just don't even know what the hell is going on. So Lauren Smithfield was born on January 23rd, 1998 in Bridgeport, Connecticut to Chantel Phil and Everett Smith. So her birthday actually just passed a few days ago. So she's now 23 years, well, she would have been 23 years old. So Lauren was a graduate from Stamford High School, where she ran track, and she was currently attending Norwalk Community College, where she had desires of becoming a physical therapist. Lauren had a business on the side that she was using to fund her education while going to school. She loved fashion. She loved to travel from the Caribbean to Europe. She used her Instagram account to document her travel journey, and she also had a YouTube page. She didn't post much on YouTube, but she started out posting a few videos, and I'm sure her YouTube would have done really, really well because she's absolutely gorgeous. So on December 12, 2021, Lauren met up with a guy that she met on Bumble. She invited this man to her home, and this man was said to be an older white man. The next morning, December 13, the guy woke up and he realized that Lauren was unresponsive. So the guy called the police, and the police came, and shortly after, they pronounced her dead. So this man that Lauren invited into her home was an older white man that she met on Bumble. Her family doesn't know who this man is. Like, no one knows who he is or have any information about him at the time. So when her family came, her family decided to call the police trying to get information about this man. And the police literally told her family that, you know, he was a really nice guy, that they don't think that he's involved with anything to do with her death, and he was just a really nice guy. So the medical examiner conducted an autopsy, but Lauren's father actually went ahead and paid for one out of his pocket because he didn't want to take any chances. He didn't trust anything because the police, they were mishandling the case, so he just didn't really want to take any chances, and he went ahead and paid for one out of his pocket. So Lauren's father actually says that without a doubt, he knew that his daughter was not on drugs. He already said that just to rule everything out. So once the case started picking up more attention, the Bridgeport Police Department did release a statement saying that they're taking the case very seriously and everything is still under investigation, and they send their condolences to the family. So that was all the information that we had back in December until recently. More information came out, and the person that she was with, this older white man, came forward to give a statement to the police, and his photo was released. So this older white man is 37 years old, Matthew LaFountain, who is a design engineer and had only known Lauren for 3 days prior to him going to her apartment. So here's the thing. This is what really prompted me to do this video, because this guy is 37 years old. This is hardly an older white man. Like, yes, he's older than her, but he's literally not an older white man. When they released this information back in December, they try to make it seem like she was out with an old ass white man, as if this was some sort of sugar daddy type of stuff, and she met up with this old ass white man that she met off Bumble. I was thinking that this is somebody in their 60s, 70s. I'm not thinking it's somebody in their 30s. Like, this is not an older white man. So this definitely changes everything. Even still, the older white man could have done something to her, obviously, but this definitely changes everything. So Matthew gave a statement to the police, and the statement basically says that Lauren met Matthew on Bumble a few days before, 3 days before the 12th of December when he invited her, so probably like around the 9th of December. And he said that she asked him for $40 to do her nails and then to meet him at her apartment. Now, he said that later on that day when he did went to her apartment, at first, he tried calling her on Instagram because he don't really have her direct contact number, so they usually communicate via Instagram, which makes me think that he's the one that's trying to be super discreet, that doesn't want her to have his personal phone number. Because I mean, I just don't understand how you would invite somebody into your home if you're not even comfy even giving them your phone number. That should say that they shouldn't have been in your home, but that's besides the point. This has nothing to do with her. But this just makes me feel that he was the one who didn't really want to take the communication offline as of yet. Then he said that as the night continues, they started drinking tequila, basically started taking shots of tequila. And then Lauren got really sick, right? And she was throwing up. So she went to the bathroom and she started throwing up. And shortly after that, she got a text message from her brother to come downstairs. And she went downstairs and then she came back upstairs and she went in the bathroom for 15 minutes. And he said that he didn't really intervene while she was in the bathroom because he didn't really know her that well. But I mean, if somebody's so drunk that they're throwing up and then they decided to go downstairs and then they come back upstairs and they're in the bathroom for 15 minutes, you don't have to know the person that well to check on them to see what's going on to make sure they're good. So right there, I feel like he's already insinuating that she was in the bathroom doing something, because why would you not feel comfortable to intervene if she was sick prior and you just want to go check on her to make sure she's okay? You're comfortable being in this girl's home, but you're not comfy checking on her. Like, make it make sense. After this, he said that they decided to play some games, they ate some food, they watched a movie, she fell asleep on the couch, and then he took her upstairs and then they went to bed. Which there's so many problems that's wrong with this statement, because how can you even give police this statement and the police said that he's a nice guy, he's innocent? Well, they didn't say he was innocent. They said that he was a nice guy. But I mean, Ted Bundy, one of the biggest serial killers out here, was probably one of the most charming guys you can ever meet on this planet. So how does this even make sense? And you're telling me that somebody was so sick? Because if you're throwing up from drinking, you're sick as hell at this point if you're throwing up. And you still have the energy to be playing card games and watching a movie and then eating. Like, you're drunk as hell if you're throwing up. So he said around 3 a.m. he woke up and she was snoring. So he went back to sleep. And then around 6 a.m. he woke up and he noticed that she was bleeding from her nose and she was not breathing. However, you're a stranger in her home that you said you're not comfy checking on her in the bathroom after she was in there 15 minutes because you didn't know her so well. So why are you sleeping in this girl's home? I don't understand. Why were you even still there sleeping the whole night? But whatever. He said that he went ahead and he called the police. And then once the police came to the scene, they went ahead and they notified the landlord. However, the landlord didn't have Lauren's family's information. So her family didn't even know that she passed away until the next day, like the end of the next day, after her mother and her brother has been calling her and they noticing that she wasn't picking up. They decided to go to her place, and then this is when they were told, like, can you imagine? Like, Jesus Christ. Once the family showed up to her apartment and the landlord referred them to the detective that was on the case, the detective basically told them that, okay, he's going to meet them at the apartment, and the detective literally never showed up. He never showed up. And they kept calling, trying to get more information because they're confused. They're like, what the hell is going on? And they're basically hanging up the phone on them. They're not giving them any information. They basically told Lauren's brother that this white man is a nice guy, as if they just want the family to just discard the whole situation and just, move on with their lives because it was an accident and they don't want the family to look into it. So Lauren's brother actually said that he didn't text her that night that she was with this guy. He said that he haven't texted her since a few days prior. However, he did call her that night, but he wanted to call her because he had to pick up a basket of clothes. I'm not sure if she did his laundry or something. I'm not sure the whole story, but he had to pick that up. So he said that he called her and she brought it downstairs, and she was downstairs with him for about 15 minutes. And her brother said that she didn't look sick, she didn't look tired, she didn't look drunk, she looked fine. And if you're drunk to the point that you're throwing up, this is the most important thing here. If he said that she got drunk and she was throwing up, and you walk downstairs to bring somebody something, they're gonna know. When you're with them for 15 minutes, they're gonna know that you're drunk. And her brother said that she was fine. She was not drunk at that point, which makes me feel like at 15 minutes that she was out of the apartment, this could have been the perfect time for him to have done something to her drink, if that was the case. Allegedly, because you know how this worked. Now, because you did it, don't mean you're guilty. So Lauren's family is suing the Bridgeport Police Department because they feel like the case was mishandled. So from the beginning, they didn't treat this as an investigation, so they didn't collect any evidence at all. So when her parents got to the apartment the next day, this is when they found things like they found cups, they found a used condom, they found lubricants, they found so many things at the apartment that could have been taken in for evidence, but obviously they didn't take anything in. And now that other people went there, everything has been contaminated because they weren't even looking at it as a crime, which is just the craziest thing to me, because she literally met this guy online. This is a random guy that she doesn't know. So why would they not look into this as a crime? Because he could have done something to her, but no, because he's nice. Bumble reached out to the family to show their support, and they promised to start a charity in Lauren's name. And Bumble needs to do a lot more than that, because I'm gonna tell you all right now, Bumble is filled with creeps. Like when I was on the dating scene and I went on Bumble, like it's creepy. It's just a bunch of creeps. Nobody's on there looking for relationships. I use Bumble for BFF. I've met some really good people on there as far as friends go, but for dating, it's a bunch of creeps. So on Monday, January 24th, the medical examiner released a statement ruling Lauren's death as an accident, saying that she died by acute intoxication, a combination of fentanyl, promethazine, and hydroxyzine. And they're ruling this as an accident. Mind you, her father said that she did not do drugs at all. And even though your family don't really know a lot of things that you do, however, how do you just willingly say that this is an accident? Like, this man could have very well drugged this girl, allegedly. The fact that they found fentanyl in her system, and fentanyl mixed with alcohol, it doesn't even matter the amount, just the tiniest bit of fentanyl mixed with alcohol is deadly. So where does these drugs come from? The last time I checked, you can't find these things in tequila, from my knowledge. So obviously something was added to her drink, or somebody gave her something. And the fact that they literally waited this long to even try to start an investigation, like so much could have happened. So where y'all gonna check to see if this man was on drugs possibly, or where did she get the drugs from? How did the drugs end up in her system? And a lot of these guys, it doesn't matter how you look. You can look like a normal person, and a lot of people, they really do use heavy drugs. So not because he looked like he's a nice guy, that doesn't mean that he didn't slip something somewhere. Like, I just cannot even believe that they really tried to say that this was an accident, and they're not trying to figure out what caused the accident, basically, and try to do this fake investigation that we know isn't gonna get anywhere. But that's all I'm gonna say for now until more information comes out. Hopefully people stay on top of it, and it's very important to spread this information. That way they don't just push it under the rug that they've been trying to do. Because from the very beginning, they try to paint this picture as if this girl just hooked up with a random ass old ass white man, and and because of that, it's not worth looking into because it's an accident. Like, no. This is wrong on so many levels, and we really have to stay on top of it so something can be done. But that is all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye.